to a more favorable environment. They do that sometimes, before things even begin rotating or rotate again. In the case of this storm, which does have a history of rotating, they go ahead and look ahead of the environment of the storm and see that it's a bit more favorable for something to spin up, and are just trying to give people as much notice as possible to seek shelter and get to safety. So let's go ahead and put a quick storm track on the storm, and then I'll send it back to Mike. But Henderson, this should arrive for you right around 4:54. I believe the movement, it's northwest at 30 miles per hour.
45.
45, okay, so
Yeah,
a little bit
fast
faster than all the other storms that we've been watching for most of us today. Henderson, the storm should arrive around 4:52. Oxford just before 5 o'clock. We're going to get a couple more towns on here just to give you guys a little bit better of an idea of what to expect, really down to a neighborhood level. Rocky Ford, you have been hit by a tornado already today. A confirmed tornado hit the Rocky Ford community. 4:39, you've got another area that could spin up that is headed your way. So I hate to say it, but you need to get into your safe place again, the lowest level of your home, the most interior room. The Bobbitt community, about 10 minutes from now. So this is 4:43 is when we expect the rotation to be nearby. Bear Pond 4:48, and this is now a confirmed tornado warning that is coming up. Mike, we're getting information that they were actually able to confirm this tornado. So let's get a look inside the debris detector here and see if that's maybe why they've been able to confirm the tornado, or if it's because of emergency management. I'm going to get a quick look at the...
I don't see anything on the debris signature, Kat.
Neither do I. I'm reading the text right now. A tornado producing storm was located over Lewisburg. Radar confirmed tornadoes. So they are seeing signs of debris on the radar. If we go back in time, let's see what they're seeing. Is that maybe what you were pointing out a little bit earlier with the storm?
Yeah, but that was I don't believe that was related to this though.
Yeah. So there 4:30 there was that small area that Mike pointed out.
Yeah, there it is.
There it is, and then that's why they were able to confirm the tornado warning. So there is some debris right on the south side of town in Lewisburg there. This still stands, the timeline that I just showed you on TV, the timeline for when the storm will arrive where you live, still valid. That's not changed, but now this is a confirmed tornado. This is our 5th confirmed tornado from Tropical Storm Debby in our area now. 5 confirmed tornadoes. This one right on the south side of town in Lewisburg, tracking up toward Henderson. Can we get that Lewisburg camera up? There we go. The Lewisburg camera is up, not looking too menacing at this time, but there's actually not a lot of rain around where the circulation is with this confirmed tornado, so it may not be as much of a rain-wrapped tornado as some of the others that we've seen throughout the day. This is crossing over Highway 401 right now. It's going to be moving into Vance County next, over some of the same areas, unfortunately, that were just hit by that tornado in Kittrell. So let me take this off, zoom in, get a better view of the circulation here, and pull up some of our other tools that we can use. The rotation showing up right around the Lewisburg community right now. This is going to stay just east of Franklinton, but likely cross over Highway 1 when it gets into Vance County there. This should stay just to the northeast of Michener's Crossroads and just to the west of the Moulton community and cross over into, let's get the timing here on when it's going to cross over into Vance County. So,
yep, I found it.
Okay, right around 4:40, we're going to see this storm cross out of Franklin County into Vance County. Mike?
Yeah, I found where it occurred. And we've always talked about when we have tropical tornadoes, they can develop really quickly and show up in one scan and then disappear. So I was able to find very, very minute. Okay, there's the Margaret community, there's Rayner, there's Hall's Crossroads. At 4:22, you see that little red spot, the little green spot? That's where the tornado was. Okay, so then it produced debris that's near Julie Pierce Road, State Road 1001. Okay, so let me highlight it so you can see. That is the suspect area. That's the tornado. Look how small that is. And it was pretty much just there for one scan.
That is remarkable. I mean, that's like 1 pixel.
So there's somebody at the Weather Service that is just sitting over their computer analyzing. Yeah, they did an excellent job, scan by scan, and I really zoomed on in. And so let me zoom in. That's just to the north and west of Lake Royale. And so that touchdown was near Loblolly Circle, Again, the Garden Brook Lane area. So the reason why I knew that, okay, so there is the couplet. Let's switch over to the debris and watch. Okay, that's the same time 422 when the tornado touches down, but then watch north and west of Margaret, boom, there's the debris that shows up, okay? Let's go back. There's 422, nothing there, and then boom, there's the debris. And the debris continues. There it is, heading up toward Lewisburg. Again, this is elevated up in the atmosphere, and then it becomes more diffuse. So that's why the Weather Service issued the tornado warning, because these storms are in such an environment in the atmosphere that are conducive for these brief spin-ups. I mean, they can happen so fast, they'll probably happen before a tornado warning is even issued. And after the tornadoes touch down, it'll be brief, boom, gone, and the tornado warning will continue, and the tornado may never touch down again. So we have to be vigilant. As these bands come through your community, you have to be aware that they could spawn a tornado at moment's notice, without a moment's notice, and you have the tornado, you have the damage, and then it's moved on. And that's the case in this. When I was looking at the velocities earlier, I was looking at such a broad view that wasn't, it's like looking at the forest through the trees, so to speak. You just had to really zoom in tight. And so let's see if we can find out where that is now. We'll trace it back. Okay. So let me go back to the Margaret community. There it is. So at 422, that's before it happened. That's 415. There it is right there at 421. And then 423, it just fades away, okay? And you lose it. You don't see it anymore. So the signature has disappeared there, maybe trying to reform up here, perhaps, but the Weather Service issued the warning and they're going to keep it intact. Maybe that's a new rotation area that's trying to show up. But they're being vigilant and, you know, keeping this warning going. Let me put it back up on the map. And so this was a confirmed tornado. And again, I'm sure a lot of people's nerves are racked. I've got folks on Facebook, every time there's the potential for tornadoes, they're concerned if there's going to be one hitting their community. We just have to be vigilant through the afternoon that we have the potential that these can spin up. And a friend of mine who is from that area that pointed out that that was Lake Royale on Sledge Road was just texting me. And he's saying it's amazing how the Doppler radar could pick up on the debris, and it's certainly doing that. That's what's the benefit of having the dual pole radar. You can see the debris showing up in the atmosphere after a tornado has touched down. So again, this is the storm we're looking at. This is the confirmed tornado warning that expires at 5 o'clock. If you're just joining us here on WRAL, we moved to the Olympics to 5.2, I understand. So we're going to be here covering the tornado warnings through the afternoon. To keep you safe, that's why we're on the air right now. We'll do another storm track moving northwest at about 45 miles per hour. We'll do it from, there's a new update showing where the potential rotation could be. It's very diffuse right now, but to point out what the possible rotation area is, unfortunately, it's over Rocky Ford, between Ingleside and Rocky Ford. You need to be in your safe spot again. This has been a rough afternoon. Again, nerves are probably frayed, but just hang in there. We're going to get through this. Do a storm track northwest at 45 miles per hour. And Henderson at 452, Stovall at 508. Let me put more communities on the map. And the Gill community at 427, Gilberg at 447, Bear Pond at 448, Seaman Way at 448, Adcox Crossroads at 451, Henderson at 452, Hunters Ridge at 453, Country Place at 456, Flat Rock at 457. Now, probably not a tornado on the ground right now per what we're seeing on the signature, but this could ramp back up and become a tight little brief little couplet again. The atmosphere again is ripe, conducive for tornadoes to form, and this tornado warning goes until 5 o'clock. So we got about 20 more minutes until we do see that. And Kat's been keeping an eye on that other warning over toward Rocky Mount. Kat?
We've got 5 minutes left to go in this morning. I want to let folks know, it's almost time where you can breathe this sigh of relief. The rotation continues to broaden out in this area. We don't have bright colors of either side. So we are still seeing a broad circulation, and that's why the reds and the greens are kind of butted up against each other. The greens moving toward the radar, the reds moving away from the radar, and it's that counterclockwise rotation that we're watching. However, it's really diffuse at this point. The warning should be allowed to expire in about 5 minutes. There is something else I want to point out. I want to warn you folks, we're going to go to Wake County for this one. This is a broad rotation. There is no reason to panic at this point in time. I just want to let you know that we are closely monitoring this. It is in Cary where we actually have some weak rotation showing up right now. It is not much. I'm going to go back a couple radar scans and kind of circle where it is that we're watching it right now. It's right here in this area. So we'll keep an eye on that for you. It's not particularly concerning right now, but there is broad rotation, and we want to let you know that we're watching it. We saw it kind of cross over Highway 1. It was a little bit stronger just about 5 minutes ago as it moved through this area right here. Let me draw on the map for you. Right in there, that's the circulation that we're watching, and that continued to push to the northwest. Brian Trader is actually monitoring that in the live center as we've had 3 circulations that we've been watching, 3 areas of rotation. We're all kind of keeping an eye on them. That's why it's great to have team coverage. Mike, myself, Brian, we can keep an eye on each of these storms and let you know which one is looking the most menacing. So folks in Cary, we're watching that rotation for you. Again, do not panic at this point in time. It is weak rotation. We are getting an update from the National Weather Service though. Let me read this warning for you. The storm structure and rotation is weakened sufficiently to let the tornado warning for Wilson, Edgecombe, and Nash expire. So as I was just saying a moment ago for the folks in Rocky Mount, things have really weakened down. You can breathe a sigh of relief. The circulation is quite broad. They're going to let that tornado warning expire for you in 3 minutes at 4:45. So you can start gathering your things, breathing a bit of a sigh of relief, and coming out of your safe place. However, if you live up in Vance County, you really still need to be bracing for impact for what was a confirmed tornado. Yeah, okay, perfect. Mike said it's expired, the Rocky Mount tornado, not the one that is moving into Vance County. Henderson, this is the time that you need to be going down as low as you can in your home, getting into your most interior room. You still have enough time. Please grab shoes, wear shoes in case there's any damage as you're coming out. You don't want to step on a bunch of glass. Bring your pets with you, your children with you. Get inside, get into your safe place, and bring your phone with you. Try to keep it charged. We stream our coverage, our tornado coverage, for free on the WRAL News app. You can open that up. We'll let you know when it's time to come out of your safe place, and we'll continue to keep an eye on that weak rotation in Cary. I'm watching it. Mike Mays is watching the storm in Lewisburg. I'll have him give you a quick look at the new radar scans there. Yeah,
I wanted to point out the rotation detector back at 413. It's showing strong rotation. This is how the storm started over the Bunn area. Let me go back a little bit more to see if it shows up even better prior to that. So let me go back. We're looking at the what's called the shear rate, either weak, strong, or extreme. And at 410, it was showing up as weak, okay? And so, boom, there's the next one. Let me zoom on in and see. So we're talking about being around Sledge Road, okay? So there's Lake Royale. The rotation at 413 started to tighten up. So it was strong rotation at that point. And that's the time when we were about to see the couplet form. Boom, right there, between Margaret and Rainer. And that's the tornado spot right there. So we haven't had any confirmation about damage. I'm sure our newsroom is checking in on that because it was a confirmed tornado touchdown. There was debris lofted into the atmosphere. Hopefully it was just trees. It doesn't look like a highly populated area like Lake Royale is, but it is close by. There's a lot of farm fields up there. When I was visiting the Civitan group there back in June, I drove through the area. There were a lot of farm fields, a lot of cornfields and tobacco fields. So hopefully it just touched down in a field and caused some damage there and didn't hit any homes and such. But we'll try to find out if there was any damage from that. But definitely the tornado touchdown. And so let's go back to the shear rate. And so you see there's